Hello everyone, we're back for part 2 of the vintage card making. Now, it's not all vintage, it's vintage style. The paper, the music sheet is definitely vintage. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you here, and I'm only going to do this once, so you might see some appear on cards. This is the only one I'm going to make for this video, but we're going to do this little one here. We're going to use a pre-printed from my stash Christmas paper card. And then we're going to use the 1800s vintage style. I mean the 1800 vintage music sheet and some linen and the cuttable, the digital that I fussy cut, that are tailor-made crafts. Now she is the only digital, and I'm using a little bit of Tracy Fox. Okay, so I am taking just some scraps I picked up off the table. Okay, except I added a button and I added a little bit of a real doily. Now this will make your card chunkier. I don't know what to say. I usually turn them over so the back side is smooth where they run it through the machine. So anyway, I want to show you how I like to sew my buttons with a collage. Now you can make the collage much smaller by just using this, for instance. Just do this, okay? Or you can do something much chunkier like that. And I'm going to add this very flat to the back of this little vintage style lace or crocheted lace. And this can go here. Now we've got 3 layers and we're going to add a button. Now, I didn't dig for an actual vintage button. I know I have them. I'm just trying to get these videos done so you guys can be watching them for this month. Okay, now, I'm just going to go underneath with my thread and needle. I just, I got my thread and needle going here. Now, you can trim this down some once you get it all stitched. I just got to find where it's going to go here. You can actually glue these too and not stitch them if you're in a super hurry. But I like the stitched look. It just takes a minute, and if I don't stitch, I tie at least twine through them, okay? Some type of thread or twine. Okay, here we go. Now, and I do it about 4 times, at least 4 times. And it's hard when you got fingers that are clumsy now as you gotten older. At least mine are. Not you specifically, but me. Okay. And yes, I've got gems stuck on my hand here. Okay, now I'm going to turn this over and tie it. I think I did 3. I'm cheating due to the video. But, yeah. And then I'll probably trim it down a little bit so it's not so big. Now, you can do, you can do this with anything. You can collage anything you want. If you wanted to put a C for Christmas on there and you wanted to just collage it, you can. You wouldn't stitch it, obviously, unless it had, stitching holes through it. But, okay, so here we go. I'm going to trim that off. And I'm going to put my needle over here because I like to never found it. You guys do that. Think you have all your needles, and then you can't find them. I have a needle book that I made that I put them in. Oh my goodness, I have them all together downstairs, so it doesn't do me a whole lot of good here, right? So look how cute that turned out. And I just cut away what I didn't want. And we're going to put this on here somewhere. So let's get her glued together. And I'm going to move some of this trash out of the way. Everything's been inked. I've tried to ink some of this stuff ahead of time because last time it just took longer than I mean, we went over, and I need to be on time this time. I know people don't like long videos, but you know what? My videos are for people who do like long videos. I don't edit, and I really want to at some point, but my husband, he will be the one editing. I am not technically with it as far as the computer goes, you know, like that. And I just don't even try to be because I get frustrated. Okay, here we go. We're going to put some of this tea-stained linen that I got from Emily at Lots of Bubbles for You, I believe. I'll have to look. Or polka dots, something polka dots. I'll have to look and link it below. Okay, I'm terrible at remembering who I get my digitals from, except if it's someone that I just do it over and over with. And Taylor Made Crafts is one of those. Especially for collaging and that sort of thing. She has wallpaper. She has everything that you can imagine as far as that goes. I'm going to trim this linen off right here so it's not hanging over. And then we've got our little girl who is so adorable. Is she not adorable? Look at those little cheeks. I know. I just couldn't stand it. I was like, oh, she's cute. Did I do with my... I had a little wipey that was keeping my glue clean. I guess it's time for wipey number 2. Let me grab it here. Okay. Wipe that off right there. You know, it makes it kind of hard to get your glue out when you've got a big clog in the middle, right? Okay. All right, here we go. You just use your imagination. I'm sure there's a lot of other things you can do to do your cards. You know, I know there's a lot of other things, but trying to simplify. I know everybody has busy lives, and it makes for a more difficult time to get them done when they're real complicated. So I'm just putting glue on the back of this little button, and it's going right here on the edge of her little dress. I'm going to hold it for a minute. Now, you can put gems on this if you want, but I like just how it is, just like that. And I think it turned out super, super cute. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so one card down, right? And we'll do all the sentiments in another video. So I love this little guy. I'm assuming it's a little boy. He looks like a little boy to me. So I kind of just got it all inked up. Now this is also a pre-done Christmas card that I have in my stash. I inked it up. It's just a simple candy cane stripe. We're going to add our 1800s music sheet as just like we have every time so far. Okay. Now, when you make your cards, you do want to make sure you have envelopes, unless you're going to hand deliver. I plan on mailing mine out. Okay, this little guy is simply adorable to me, and he says it all. I don't think there's much you have to do to him. I'm gluing him down, and then he's going to have a sentiment from Tracy Fox on my little cards here. Okay. right, so we're going to do just like that. He barely fits on the card, but I made it work because I think he's so cute. I have several little images that are my favorite, and so I always want to use those. Now, I took a little piece of linen like this, and one of the little Merry Christmas with a little, it's got a little lizard on it. I thought which was fitting. You know, Tracy, she's going to put a bug or a butterfly or something on anything she makes, and I thought it'd be really cute on this little boy, on his little, making a cute little label out of it. Now, I'm trying to decide, where do I want to put that? There, I think I like. I don't want to cover up how adorable he is, or his buttons. So we're going to go right there. And this is how easy it is. Now, the preparation is what takes you when making cards. Do you agree? I think just getting everything out and preparing it just takes a lot of time. Now, I'm not going to, I have gems to put on him also, but I think it says enough just like it is. So, there is this little guy. Isn't he cute? Look at the little lizard. All right, so moving on. I am trying to get it done much faster this time than last video. Now, this little guy, did I ink him? Yeah, I did. I couldn't remember. Now, I just have a smaller piece here. Now, this paper is the Christmas wrapping paper that Lorna, from Lorna's shop, which is Tailor Made Crafts, and it's the Christmas wrapping paper. Okay, and so I just cut it to card size. You can cut any card size you want to use. I'm not doing all of it on, you know, making sure I got everything the right size. I'm going to do this little vintage guy. He is so cute. He's on this little sled. And I'm going to do the scrap of the 1800s music sheet. Sadly, none of these have the date on it, but I do have it on the book. If I can find the book. I can't find anything in my office today. I've been doing a lot of painting and Christmas decorating. Been making a lot of Christmas stuff. And, you know, it's just been a long haul, and making some things to go in my house to decorate. Just in general. I'm doing my new kitchen and in the farmhouse style, and oh my gosh, it's overwhelming how much is out there. Okay, so I really want most of mine to be antiques. I'm kind of leaning him a little bit to the side, like he's coming down a hill. Okay, and I just think he's so cute. He has all this garland that he's carrying in the other picture, but I think it's the same little guy. It is. He's got on red gloves. Yeah, he's the same little guy. If you look, it's a different angle. But he's got the same coat on, although they're not showing his black button. But, yeah, he's carrying the same garland. A little different hat. So I think it's kind of been taken off of him. Now, here is the one that says holiday. Now, this little holiday came off the music sheet. It was a title, and part of a title. And so it, you know, I just thought it looked cute on here also. So I'm going to glue it onto some of this linen. And get that down. I think it'll look cute on here. And I also, after I get it down, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm also going to add some gems to this one, because we've got the bare space underneath the holiday. I frayed that a little bit more around the edges. I wished I'd had more of those titles, but I didn't, unfortunately. Do I want it up here or down here? I think I want it down here. Isn't that cute? Sadly, that's the only one I have like that. But you can make any little sentiment look cute like that. So the dog is barking at the UPS guy. Okay, here we go. She's downstairs and she's that loud. She's a mess. Listen, she does not like to travel with us. Oh my word, it makes our travels crazy. We just got back from where we moved from because I had to see my doctor. And she cried and cried and cried. She does not like to travel in her crate, and that's the safest way for her. I'll hold her some, but she is hard to handle, let me tell you. So here is this little guy, and I decided to show you both of them. And they'll be sewed as a set. Aren't they cute? All right, so moving along. Moving right along. Now this next one, I did not, this is also a pre-printed. I did not ink this one. I thought I did, but we're going to ink it real fast because I want to do something green. We've been doing a lot of red. So she won't take very long to ink, but I like her little green dress, and I thought she would be cute with some of the other little girls. Okay, and I'm just going to put ink on the front of the card. Okay. Let me flip this over. Okay, I'm gluing the music sheet down. There we go. I left this a little bit smaller so we could see Santa and his sleigh a little bit. Now we've got her right here. Now what do we want to do? Let me think. I'm thinking, do we want to run some of this across? I just love this particular trim, and I just don't want to run out because I have to make some other ones out of that. So I'm going to run, I am going to run this across maybe a little higher. Let's see. No, I don't like it up there. I like it down low. Okay, so we're going to put it right across here. And let's see. And bring it down a little bit here to kind of keep it glued down. Now, you could do the same thing with her. You could do a button. You know, I just want to show you different options. And that's why I showed you the button. You can use all different kinds of trims. You know, it's completely up to the individual. She's going to look cute on here. There she is. Now, do we want to put something behind her? No. Do we want to put that there? Yeah, I like that. I like that. Let's glue her down. I have stuff everywhere in my room. You guys would not believe it. Oh, I've got paint. I've got my Cricut machine is everywhere, all over the room, because I've been using it to cut out some letters and stuff. And I have painted like a crazy girl. And I've made some wreaths for my front door. I have double doors, and so they needed wreaths, right? And so I'm gonna have to show you guys sometime what my house looks like. My new house, I love it. To me, it's beautiful. Of course, everybody, you know, has their own decision about that, but I'm proud to have it, you know. And really, I wish it came into our life when we were much younger. But it needs a lot of, you know, it's like 28 years old and we're doing a lot. We want to change a lot. It's, you know, I don't want to say it's run down. There are probably little things that are, but pretty much it's in good condition. You know, they did some remodeling, but oh my word. And different taste, you know. That sure does make a difference too. I love how this little girl turned out. Let's see if we can find a little something to put inside her card. I'm thinking it has to be something green. Look at this little bouquet of green. Let's see what else we've got over here. Here is a little bit of mistletoe. Let's see. Nah, let's don't put that in there. So I think we'll just use this one little thing of, where'd it go? I already lost it. Oh, it's inside. That can happen. So not all of them are going to have things inside. So when I make them, not all of them will be equipped with inside goodness. So in the next video, I'm going to do Santa Clauses. And let's open this up. I'm going to put this off to the side like that. So when I stamp, it'll be over here. You want to remember, if you put something inside, to make sure your glue is, you know, very dry. This is how it turned out, guys. Yes, I love that. I'm having fun with these. Okay, so we have a different little challenge, if you want to call it a challenge. We're going to do, let me wipe my fingers off. Let me see how much time we got too. Oh, we're doing good. Okay, on this one, I'm not inking the card because it's silver. Now, I bought these silver cards, silver and gold and so forth. And don't buy them in a box because they get all smashed up and they scratch each other. And you'll see what I mean. They smudge each other mostly. And then they have a craft on the inside. So I'm going to use a doily in this one and a little girl and some vintage lace. This is old lace. I'm not using music sheet on this one. Don't fall over. I'm going to put a little bit of ink here on this. I'm just like dabbing it. Okay, it's not going to be anything major. But I am going to ink this cute little girl in blue. She's got on her little cloak. And she has a snowball in her hand. And she looks like a little blue Santa, doesn't she? I think she's very cute. Now, you can do it like this. Or you can go further and add some lace, which is vintage, by the way. And it looks like I got that one too short. Oh, I love it when I do that. Don't you love it when you do that sort of thing? Now, you can also turn it sideways. Now, this looks kind of like a little skirt, but I like, you know, that it can have its own little, needs to be trimmed a little bit. This one's a little long, the other one's a little short. So you really just have to put it down. So I'm trying to think, do I want to do it, she's facing this direction. I'm trying to decide, do I want to do her that way, or do I want this way and the lace this way? Oh, it's hard, isn't it? I'm wondering if that's the lace I want to use, because, you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying. Here's some more white lace, which I could use this, should I decide to do, you know, just a non-vintage lace. The other one is, the blue is vintage. It's very old. So we could do her like this and then put it right here. But I don't know. I like her having the shorter, I mean the lace on here, I think. I think it, I just think probably it needs to be, I think we just got to glue it down and see what happens, right? So let's glue it toward the outside. Now, let's see what happens. Let me wipe this off. I don't know what I do. I swallow up the, what happened to my little wet wipe? I literally just had it in front of me. I just don't want it to be laying on something. It's not in my trash. Now that is odd. Okay, let me get another one. Probably on the ground somewhere. Okay. There we go. Wipe my fingers off a little bit too. They're so gluey. Gluey. Isn't that a proper word? Or not? Okay, so I'm sitting here thinking we could do like this. Okay. Up a little higher. And then bring our little doily in like this. But we'd have to put her like that. And I just don't know. And of course, it matches the little dress better than using this different blue, because it is a different blue. I think I would rather do that than to do, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's put on here the doily. Now remember, your doily, it's got all these little holes, and so try to be gentle and just put some along the edges. Make sure you don't put them in the little openings, because you won't be happy with it. You'll be having a sticky mess. It's hard enough, you know, just putting it on the small spots. You know what I mean? Okay, so now we're going to run this lace straight across. You want to be pretty good at where you're putting this, because, you know, you don't want that glue to just get all over the place. It'll ruin this card base if it does. Trying to see what's front and what's... Whoa. I just almost did what I said don't do. Okay, you want to cover that doily just a little bit, I think. Now, you can add blue gems or white gems. So we'll try both and see which ones we like. Okay. Oops, just dropped a bunch of stuff into the floor. I asked for new scissors for Christmas. A couple different, I wanted new sewing and crafting scissors. Oh, I have just, my scissors, I have worn them out. You know how that goes, right? Just worn them plumb out. Okay, so we're going to put our little girl on here. And her little head's going to stick up. So what we need to do is trim her feet. Trim this little section down here as low as we can. Okay? And, you know, you just have to look at each little situation and decide how you want to do that. Now, also, you can also make the little thing on top not pointed and cut that off. And sometimes that helps too. Yeah, that's much better. But I do want the doily to show behind her, so I'm going to pull her in a little bit. I had this different image of this little card, but I feel like what I thought would look good just didn't, you know, and sometimes that's what happens. I know that I have some sparkly blue buttons that I think would be so cute. And again, that's where the planning comes in, right? Let me think on whether I want that or this. I like the white. Let's do the white. I don't even have to think about it anymore. I'm going to get that off my hand finally after all this time. It's been stuck on there. All right, so we're going to put it right here because I love the look of just a little bling at Christmas. Okay, now let me wipe my fingers. This is not the kind of card base I would typically use because it's just lots more work to work with these and to make these shiny ones look good. Now the shiny looks really good when you're doing matting and stuff like that. But we are not matting on this little card. So here we go. I'm going to grab the little buttons that I think will work. They're right behind me. Hold on. You know, you say they're right behind you, and then do you really find them? I don't know. But I'm going to show you what they look like, and then you can decide. I already put the bling on there. I brought both because I didn't know if they were in the blue container or the other container. Yeah, they're not in here. So I think they would already stand out. They're pretty blingy buttons. So let me set this aside. This is how my room looks. This is how my room gets like this because I set things aside. Then I have my little, you know, all kinds of buttons. And I just thought I'd look and see if they were in here. Now here's a larger version. I know I have a smaller version that is sparkly. But that's a small version. I know they're in here. I know they are. Another thing that's pretty on Christmas cards is like old jewels. You know, I just think, Like, look at this button. It's way too big, but I just love it. It's more of a light blue sparkle. And for some reason, I'm not finding the very small ones. I know I have some that's about half that. Oh, there's one. Let's just get it up here. And there you go. There's the little bling one. Isn't it cute? Now, if I used one of these little bling buttons, I wouldn't have put this there. But I just wanted to show it to you and give you an idea. You can buy, you know, I have gathered these over the years, but you can get, you know, blingy buttons and stuff. Okay, so this card turned out like this. Not my favorite by no means, but nonetheless, it's shiny and pretty. Okay, so we're going to finish these little girls on this video. It's a different set of little girls. Okay, and they're similar to the ones we had prior. So we're going to do this little girl. Isn't she precious? I just think she's precious. And then we have a couple other little girls to do. So I have inked this, and I am going to just start gluing things down. Now, the little girls that, you know, I just love the little vintage style girls and boys. But it's hard to get the boys as cute as the one that I have of the little guy. They're just so cute. What is it about little kids all dressed up in fur that you can't, you know, you can't handle it? It's so cute. Okay, let me see which side's which. So I am going to run the glue right here across where the ribbon is going to be. Just want to make sure you have the right side up. And make it straight. Now I decided on this. Hey, you know, I like the lace, but I also would like some ribbon. So we're going to add a strip of red ribbon right here, all the way to the side. And then I'll trim off whatever it's hanging over. So, yeah, and I'm just going to shove it up against the red. Probably it would have looked pretty over the white, but I don't think it will lay flat enough to look good. And so that's how that turned out. Now let's flip the card over. Trim off any excess hangover. Always flip your card over. It just is so much cleaner if you do that. It's a cleaner look when you're done. Okay. Just don't get the glue on your scissors, though. I don't think you'd like it. Okay, now we're going to put the little girl on. This is what I love about making this type of card. It is really, you know, not hard at all. You just fussy cut. Just takes time. And, you know, tear out your music. And, yeah. Now, on this little girl, I just think it's cute that she has this little package. But I feel like it needs a little something. Even if it's just a little bow right there, right? Let me grab a little piece of bow. But in the meantime, I'm going to put this little white bling on the satin lace. Or ribbon, I mean. Satin ribbon. Make sure it's straight. I might have some little bows, and that's why I thought, let's just see. Let me grab them. I know I have little rosettes. But I don't know if I have any red bows. I do. I see them. How cute are these little red bows? But I don't know if it's what we need for this package. I think it would work, but we got to get rid of the pearl because the pearl doesn't go with the look. Okay, so I will have to put something there in place of it probably. But we'll see how it stays down. We're just going to put glue right here in the middle of this little package and put our little bow right there. Now, I know we don't put satin bows on our Christmas stuff, but I just like dimension. And a lot of these haven't been a lot of dimension because mostly it gives such bulk to our cards. Now, I like the way that turned out. Looks really cute. What do you think? You have to, got little lace and glue strings and everything else alike. So there is number 1. Now, we are going to do number 2. And it's going to be done real similar. And the bow this time will go right here. I just forgot to get it out earlier. Okay, so we're going to glue down our music sheet. And I plan on doing some different Santas in the next one. And then we'll do stamping sentiments. Now, I don't know, you know, just kind of final touches. Stamping sentiments, maybe doing some decorating of the envelope and so forth. So now we're going to do our ribbon on the right side here. My fingers are so dirty. I apologize in advance. I have been working on this stuff. I stayed in here real late till 1 o'clock this morning, getting a lot of stuff ready. It's just, I'm slow. You know, I don't get in a hurry. I don't have any reason to rush. That was my old days. This is my new days. No rushing allowed. Okay. Now, there we go. Let me get my wipey. Where'd it go? Oh, it's like, I don't know where it went, you guys. That is so strange. 2 wipies swallowed up and disappeared. And they're not in the trash. So where could they possibly be? I don't want them to get on my cards. That's what I'm more worried about, is that they might be somewhere that they're not supposed to be. Do you know what I mean? Okay, here we go. Now, let's try that again. We're going to put a red satin ribbon across this as well. Making sure it's nice and straight. And here we go. All right. I've had this satin ribbon. I kid you not. I had a bunch, and it's just like it has lasted me forever. And this is down to the last little bit. Now, we've got them on here, and we want to trim off the excess. I'm having to use my sewing scissors to cut ribbon because my crafting scissors are so dull. And these are, of course, you know, I've been doing it for some time, so my My sewing scissors need a little love. Okay, now let's get the little girl down on here. I like this little black-headed girl. She's cute. This must be me when I was a little girl. Not that I was cute, but, you know, well, what kid isn't cute, right? You know? I was very black-headed. As I got older, I was very dark-headed. But I'm going to put her right here. Get her glued down really good. And we're going to put our white gems over here on the red ribbon. And let me think. Okay. All right. I am so sticky, I would probably stick to anything. I need to go get my order in. UPS came earlier, and I know that it's my Stampin' Up! Order. Getting a whole new set of inks and a lot of other fun things. Okay. Now, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to pop off the little pearl and glue down the bow. We're going to put the bow right here. We could put it in her hair. Oh, where do we want it? Let's decide. I think it looks cuter in her hair. What do you think? Yeah, I do. We're going to put it in her hair. It just looks more balanced, I think, than it did on her neck. Kind of covered her face. So you don't want to cover her face, you know? There we go. So she turned out cute too, didn't she? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, we are going to, let me see how much time we've got. I think we will go ahead. We can do one more of these. And then we will have all those little girls that are that type of little girls done. And we will then do some Santas in the next video, at which time we will also finish these style of cards. Now, I have misplaced my lace. That's probably what fell earlier, was the lace. And where did it fall is what I need to know. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. I bet it's in my box down here. Let me look. There's no telling. We may or may not get to do this little girl. Because it's the other lace that we were using. It wasn't, it's this lace. And I just had it on a spool. Oh, what did I do with it? I don't see it, guys. So, oh, there it is. Wait a minute. Hold the door. Hold the door. Don't get bent out of shape. Not yet. And there we go. So, we're ready to finish this other little girl that's part of this set. And, yeah. If I can get my pin to go back in my ribbon. Okay. Now, let's move this one out of the way. This last one is another little girl. She has a little bird on her shoulder, which is sweet, right? So, we're going to put her music down here real quick, and I mean, nothing says Christmas like old music sheet. I know I've already said that, but I just love it. And I'm going to put this along here super fast. It's not like you guys don't know how to do this by now, right? But it's just fun making them. Now, there's a difference in making cards and stamping. Do you agree? That is the frustrating way to make cards. I love stamping, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. But I love it. But this is like more carefree. You don't have to, you know, get the stamp on there just right. You don't have to double stamp if it doesn't come out, which, you know, there's easy ways to take care of that nowadays. But I just like just gluing and pasting stuff down. It's fun. Okay, now, let me move that down just a tiny bit. There we go. Let me see if I have... I think I have some more white. I thought I had some more white to go with this little girl. I just don't see it. You know, it's funny. I'll probably find it later stuck to me somewhere. You know how that is, right? So much fun. Okay, so we're trimming off this. And then we're going to get some more gems since I can't find the ones that I already cut out. I think we're going to do 4 right there. Okay, and it's going to go on the satin. And I'm thinking where, oh, that just pulled all the glue off. Okay, let me get some glue back there. I'm thinking, where are we going to put the bow on this little girl, right? This is messy. I've got glue everywhere. And it is sticking to me, and so is anything that will stick to glue, which is pretty much anything. Okay, here we go. Let me see. I might want to maybe not. There we go. It looks good now. Okay. On this little girl, she's holding, she has a bow in her hair, and she's holding the little bird. So where do we want the bow? She has a bow right dab on top of her head, and a bow right here. I'm thinking, is the bow going to be too much for her? So let's look. Let's decide before we cut off the pearl. See, that would be way too big. We could do it right here. Or we could cover up the bird. No, I like it on her shoulder, so that's where we're going to put it. I don't want her to look weird, so that will be the best thing for her. And you don't even have to add a bow. I mean, you know, it's not even necessary. I'm just trying to put some dimension on here because I hate everything just being flat. But that's what's best when you mail, honestly. So let's get her glued down, and then we'll get the little bow on her. And yeah, and then that will be done. And I'm going to see what it will take to get the next one done. We'll probably have to go to the next video after this card. So if you've enjoyed the content of this video, or just the craziness of it, we don't do cards on this video normally, but you know what? We're going to do whatever we want. And we're going to put this bow right here. And we'll do some stamping and so forth. whoops. I have so much stuff I can't even find where to sit somewhere. Something safely, you know. Everything wants to fall on the other thing. All right, so I'm going to bring out the rest of these little cards that are similar. Aren't they cute? I just love them. And I hope you had fun in today's video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And I will, I hope you had fun in this video. And if you did, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue to part 3. Bye.